Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to see so many bright and energetic pharmacy students here today. Whether you are here for knowledge, the networking, or just hoping for something new to listen, welcome to the National Pharmacovigilance Conclave, an event that marks the celebration of 4th National Pharmacovigilance Week. It's great to see the future of India's healthcare sitting right here in front of me. Now, today we are diving into something very important: pharmacovigilance. Yes, I know it sounds like a big, complicated word, right? But all it means is keeping an eye on the safety of medicines. Your job as future pharmacists, doctors, healthcare professionals will be to make sure that the medicines people take to get better are absolutely safe. Every report counts in making sure that the medicines people trust to make them better are actually safe. Let me give you a couple of examples. Retinoid, Zantac. Once a popular drug used to treat heartburn, retinoid was found to have impurities that could potentially cause cancer. Because of vigilant monitoring and reports from healthcare professionals, this issue was detected and the drug was pulled from the market. This saved countless lives from potential harm. Covishield vaccine. During the rollout of COVID 19 vaccines, there were some reports of side effects. While most were mild, a few serious ones like blood clotting were noticed. This information helped doctors and health authorities to take quick actions like providing guidance on managing side effects and being cautious about giving the vaccine to certain groups. Thank you to pharmacovigilance, the safety of vaccines continues to improve every day. Now, let me introduce you to the organizers of the today's event, Siri Edutech LLP. As a company, our mission is to build a skilled workforce for a pharma industry. We know how important it is for people working in pharma to be trained, knowledgeable, and capable. Imagine what would happen if someone unskilled were responsible for making medicines. Scary, right? It could be the darkest day of humanity. That's why at Siri, we are committed to connecting industry experts with students and professionals like you. We regularly organize events just like this one through our Siri app, which is available to entire pharma community in India. Our goal is to create a platform where learning never stops and where you can always find the latest information and guidance. And now it's time to officially get this event rolling. I would like to hand things over to today's host, our very own managing partner of Siri. He is like the director of the film we are all here to watch today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not every day that you get to meet someone who's a hero in their field. And today, we are very lucky to have one with us. Just like Sachin Tendulkar is a legend in Indian cricket, we have our very own Sachin, who is well known name in the Indian pharma, Mr. Sachin Kumboje. Much like cricketing Sachin, who conquered every challenge on the pitch, Sachin Kumboje is taking Indian pharma to the new levels. As a co-founder of the series, Sachin didn't just follow the crowd, he created his own path. And today, he's on a mission to build a skilled workforce for the Indian pharma industry, making sure the next generation of pharma professionals is ready to take any challenge. Over last 15 years, he has been working tirelessly to build a skilled workforce for the Indian pharma industry. What makes Mr. Sachin special is his passion to help others succeed. He has trained thousands of professionals and connected students with top industries, opening doors for so many people in the pharma field. His work has made an impact on more than 1 lakh professionals across India. Mr. Sachin's dedication has been recognized at the highest level. He was honored by the Prime Minister's office for his work in promoting Make in India. He has represented India as an official Indian delegate in Europe, showing the world what Indian pharma can achieve. Just we look up to Sachin Tendulkar as hero who made India proud in cricket. Sachin Kumboje has made India proud during Europe delegation. Today, we are lucky to have someone with Today, we are lucky to have someone with such a big vision and passion hosting this event. So let's give a huge round of applause to the man who is shaping the future of pharma in India, Mr. Sachin Kumbhore. Please join me in welcoming them to take us forward from here. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to introduce a dynamic leader and an excellent professional, Mr. Bhushan Bapat, currently serving as the team manager at Cognizant Technology Solutions in Pune. Bhushan has built an impressive career over the past decade, showcasing his expertise in pharmacovigilance and team management. With a robust educational background, including a master's and a bachelor's degree in pharmacy from Appa Saheb Birnale College of Pharmacy, Bhushan has consistently demonstrated his commitment to excellence. Since joining Cognizant in January 2013, he has risen through the ranks, taking a pivotal role that highlights his leadership powers and dedication to quality improvement. As a team manager, Bhushan oversees a talented group of over 150 associates, skillfully managing key performance metrics and ensuring regulatory compliance. His passion for process optimization is evident through his successful completion of a Green Belt Six Sigma project aimed at enhancing operational efficiency. Beyond his professional achievements, Bhushan is known for his positive attitude, exceptional communication skills, and ability to inspire those around him. He is not just a manager but a mentor who actively invests in the growth and development of his team members. In addition to his professional endeavors, Bhushan enjoys volleyball, music, and reading, showcasing he is a well all rounded personality. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Bhushan Bapat, a true leader who embodies excellence and innovation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce you to our guest who is as bright as the sun shines, Ritika Joshi. Ritika Joshi is a vibrant and dedicated professional currently serving as a periodic report expert at IQVIA in Mumbai. With over 3 years of experience in this role, she has honed her skills in communication, presentation, and organization, making her a valuable asset to any team. Her journey reflects a commitment to personal and organizational growth driven by a passion for excellence in her work. Before her tenure at IQVIA, Ritika accumulated significant experience in the pharmaceutical industry, including roles as a safety aggregate report specialist and medical writer at Parexel and Skypomics. Her diverse background in drug safety and medical writing showcases her ability to navigate complex regulatory environments while maintaining high standards of quality and accuracy. This expertise is complemented by her educational foundation in pharmacy from VMHP Shah College, which has equipped her with the necessary knowledge to excel in her field. Ritika's key objective is to thrive in an environment that fosters growth and self development. She actively seeks opportunities that not only provide job satisfaction but also contribute to achieving both personal and organizational growth. Her dynamic personality and strong grasping abilities position her well for continued success in the ever evolving landscape of the pharmaceutical industry. Good morning, everyone. Today, I am excited to introduce Nilofer Khan, a dedicated medical information specialist currently working with Evasena in Pune, Maharashtra. With a Master of Technology in Biotechnology from Amity University, she has cultivated a robust foundation in her life sciences, particularly in cell biology, molecular medicine, stem cell research, and oncogenetics. Nullifer has gained a significant experience as a clinical research fellow and research trainee at the Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Korea, Tata Memorial Hospital. Her work primarily focuses on cancer genetics, where she is involved in pre test counseling for patients and DNA sample testing for germline variants in colorectal cancers. Her enthusiasm for biotechnology and commitment to advancing her skills are evident in her proactive approach to research and collaboration. Nilofer is eager to build impactful networks and contribute meaningfully to the field of cancer research. Please join me in welcoming her as she shares her insights and experiences with us today.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, team, for this introduction of all the speakers and introducing the exact concept and objective of this National Pharmacovigilance Conclave. Today, I have with us Nilofer, Rutika, and Bhushan. All three are great friends, and since last 10, 15 years, we have collaboration. We have that synergies with each other where we could see how we can co-create the opportunities, possibilities for all our juniors. And this is something which is the primary motive of this particular program. Now, Rutika, Bhushan, Nilofer, I welcome you once again for this National Pharmacovigilance Conclave. Thank you so much for your time. I understand inviting you or having you on Sundays is something which is a very big challenge for all of you, and this is certainly you could make it possible. uh, Now this entire discussion, I'll start this in entire introduction on a different note, which has nothing to do with pharmacovigilance. Normally what happens, or normally what I have seen is कश्मीर से लेके कन्याकुमारी तक जब भी हम किसी भी कॉलेज में जाते हैं, देन what we the common observation when it comes to the students is more than 90% of the pharma students, they are into pharma accidentally. उनको मेडिकल में जाना था, उनको डॉक्टर बनना था, इंजीनियर बनना था, बट एक्सीडेंटली they they are right now in pharma. So I just want to understand, even I was also in the same boat. I was also selling in the same boat. जहाँ पे pharma for me also it was accidental. So मुझे ये जानना है. I just want to understand what was about you. So pharma was your choice, or you guys are also accidentally fell into pharmaceuticals? Yes, Bhushan, let's start from you.
Yeah, actually, yeah, as you said, Sachin, okay, I actually took admission to engineering. So I went for college almost 1 month. Okay,
Okay.
but after that 1 month, I came to know it's not going to work for me. Okay, so then I started searching for alternatives, and I'm from a Navodaya background. Okay, so
Hmm.
outside. When I tried to give a CET, so whatever score I had, I could get admission into Kolhapur's one of the Kolhapur's engineering college. So after I decided not to go on with engineering, then I started searching for alternatives. Okay.
Okay.
And then I explored few things. MBBS was out of question because I had PCMB. Okay, so I had all the subjects in over there. So the plan was never to become a doctor. Okay, so yeah, then one of my uncles told me that pharmacy is a field. Okay, then I
Hmm.
came to Binnarai College. I met the principals, and yeah, so I met both of them, diploma principal as well as degree principal, and then it clicked. Somehow it clicked, and then I decided to take admission for pharmacy.
Okay. And I assume you have no regrets that you came into pharma.
Uh, Not at all, not at all.
Okay. 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 Rutika, what about you?
Well, my journey has also been the same, I guess. So I remember I had read an article after 12th regarding pharmacy, and when I actually read it, I thought that, oh my God, I am never going to be a doctor. I always wanted to be a pharmacist. I always wanted to be a pediatrician. But eventually, of course, I landed up in pharmacy. I don't want to actually go into the deep for that story, but yeah, eventually I landed up in pharmacy. And yes, there's no regrets because the journey that has been over the years
Mhm.
has been really beautiful. The people that I have come across and the
Great.
personal and the professional growth that I have
Hmm.
got into myself has been really tremendous. And I would say it's a roller coaster journey, but yes, it's amazing.
Okay. Okay. Great. 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 Nilofer, what about you?
Yeah, so my, I would believe pharmacy was a conscious decision for me because to begin with, I started off my education in biotechnology, which was not my first choice. It was my parents wanted me to get into medicine. However, I did not want to get into medicine. I was like, no, I don't want so many long working hours for the rest of my life. I want some balance. And so we came to understand that, okay, if not medicine, now you are pure bio background. What are we going to do? So then research seemed really interesting to me. Biotechnology was really booming at that point of time. So that was interesting. And then I was in cancer research for quite some time after my master's. For 2 years, it was a roller coaster of a journey. It was I learned so much, and then I realized that with my skills to speak and to understand management and pharma was always my point of curiosity. So I intentionally got into the field I am. And like Kritika mentioned, the personal and professional growth has been immense thus far, and I don't regret it one bit.
Okay, great, great. Nilofer, we also would like to, know about your journey or rather that experience of your getting a first job because getting a first job
Yeah,
or that special experience is, special to everyone. So share us about your first job
Absolutely.
experience.
I was scared. I was very scared because it just it was a little new to me. I was very so I was very nervous. I wasn't sure. The main thing that we forget when we're getting into a job is you are needed as much as you need the job.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
You are also essential. So don't lose your sense of self in that process. And have some faith in yourself. Give yourself some credit because you're there because you're needed. You know.
Right,
So that made a big difference. And my interview was amazing. Of course, I had 5 rounds of it, so it was painful. There was a lot of grilling left, right, and center. But I also realized I was grilled so much because they really were impressed with my skills. And especially coming into the they were impressed with my communication skills and my understanding of the subject and my interest towards it. So it was a grilling ground, but it was amazing. I realized that yes, there is so much more than mainstream pharma, and
hmm,
there is a lot of opportunity once you get a hold of your key skills.
right,
So that has been
right,
quite a journey.
right, right, right. Rutika, how was your first job experience?
The first job experience has been really amazing. Luckily, of course, I mean, as you said, I also started with TCS. Nonetheless, I actually did not know about all the like the students would come across this video. Of course, even back then, I did not also know about any other companies. I remember one of my seniors had took me to TCS just to show how the campus is and everything. And luckily, one fine day, there was this job opening that came across after the messages and everything, and I just went on to without having no background, no experience, like what will be asked in the interviews or anything. But what I the key message I would say to take away from that entire process was, literally, like, have faith in yourself and just say no, just go ahead with all
Hmm,
the all the strengths that you have and all the knowledge that you have, and where you don't know anything, you can just say very politely that I don't know this, but I can get back to you on this, or I want to learn this, I'm willing to learn on this, and I'll definitely work on this which I don't know. So I
right,
think that will make your entire interview
right,
process quite easy. But the first job experience will always remain special to you because the people you'll come across and the way they teach you, sometime you may come across people who are trying to intimidate you. So
hmm,
I think it's just that you hang on and you just try to absorb everything, and I think then you'll be fine.
right, right. Great, great, great. Bhushan, what about you?
yeah. So actually, there was a walk-in drive, and I was in Mumbai. I don't know for what reason I was in Mumbai, but I was in Mumbai. So my friend was going, and I was not prepared at all. Even I did not have any resume. He said, "Let's go." Okay, so while going, we just printed our resumes and we went in. Okay, and the experience for these TV interviews is almost same for everyone. Okay,
Hmm.
because there are always rounds. Okay, there is an aptitude test, there is HR round, there is a technical interview, and if they feel that the candidate is up to the mark, then they make them wait.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, then they test their patience.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
like you have to wait for 1.5 hours
Right.
at least in the lobby.
Right.
Okay, hear experiences for other interviewees and all. Okay, but I think though that's not intended, okay,
Hmm.
that's a good experience. That
Hmm. Hmm.
tests your patience. Okay,
Right.
that gives you that ability
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
actually face such situations where you're not sure what's happening.
Right. Right.
Okay, pharmacovigilance was very limited. It was into tier one cities only. Okay, now it has like shifted to other cities. Okay, and now even rural area pharmacy students are interested to go to what is PV. Okay, what are
Hmm.
the opportunities in PV? Okay, and that's why there's a lot more consciousness in students. Okay, so maybe at our time we did not prepare much, but for now, if anyone is going, I would really suggest have at least background what happens in PV.
Right. Right.
Okay, that will immensely
Right.
And
Right.
I'd also like to add one more thing
Uh-huh.
that, even when you go for your first interview and you're not got selected for that, don't lose hope. It's
Right.
not the end of the
Hmm.
world.
Hmm. Hmm.
You'll definitely get that experience to go to your next interview, and that definitely is gonna help you because at least you know what are the questions that are being asked and
Hmm.
how your attitude was towards your first interview. So I think
Right.
on the subsequent interviews are definitely gonna crack it. So don't lose hope.
Right, 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 right. I
Yeah.
completely agree. Now, in this, entire journey, what even I have seen is many of the students they wish to get into pharmacovigilance, but certainly they don't know what exactly is the roadmap. Because what I have observed is in the last 4 5 years, maybe pharmacovigilance is basically is an influence which is probably because of the seniors. Now each and every junior or each and every third year final year student or even MPharm student, they wish to have their career in pharmacovigilance, right? But the kind of preparedness is not there. They don't know exactly the what exactly is the roadmap, what exactly is the preparation. So how you consider or how you observe the kind of uh, you know the students or the kind of graduates or freshers who are coming to your organization when you see your juniors are coming in, what exact observations you see into it, which we are not there 5 years before or 10 years before? These some of the observations, if you could share, where exactly they lack, what exactly are the gaps which you find in your juniors at the organization level?
I would say the attitude, because when we entered the industry, we were willing to put in our hard work. We were willing to work for those 10 hours or 12 hours when it's needed. I'm not saying that, it has to be always like that or it will be always like that. But of course, when you go up the ladder, you'll have to work for 12 hours or more than 14 hours or something like that. But it is not going to be for every day. But
Right.
the right attitude towards your job needs to be really good because you cannot have shortcut to success, and that
Mhm.
has already been said since ages. But the kind of generation that we are coming across is that they just want to do a very small work, do it for 4 5 hours, chill, and then just earn money and then go back. They
Mhm.
not willing to learn from that project, not willing to grasp that what they are actually being imparted the knowledge. So basically the industry experience when you actually entered into PV and the college experience is going to be different, but how you learn those things at the college and how well you apply it matters only on the attitude, how you take that thing. So I think it should be the
Right.
right attitude towards your job.
Right, 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 right. Nilofer used to add something, Bhushan. How exactly you see
Yeah.
your the kind of gaps which you see in your juniors?
I think that the main thing that we are observing at this point is the lack of patience.
Hmm.
Yeah.
students and the youth that's coming through is lacking patience, and I kind of blame the era that we're in at this point,
Right.
the era of instant gratification.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
everything is just so quick, and every
Yeah.
people do not have the patience to learn. Okay, if this is not working, yeah, okay, you know what, we can use ChatGPT. Okay, if that's not happening, it's a very, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think to the flip side is people are also getting brave, but
Hmm.
there is a lot of, uh, wing it attitude that's coming through. But when you're in fields like PV, and because my field is also very closely related to PV, is that you cannot mess up, or you cannot play with being casual. I
Yeah.
think
Right. Right. Right.
you cannot be casual, you cannot procrastinate. There needs to be seriousness about what you're doing. And it's not to glorify what you're doing, but really there are timelines, there are a lot of people that are answerable to the process. So I
Hmm.
feel like there is the glamour, like you mentioned, the glamour with, oh, PV karna hai, or we need to get into the speed,
Hmm.
is there, but the commitment and I think the seriousness is slightly lacking.
Hmm. Hmm.
Along with, the one thing that I've mentioned is the basics.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
basics.
Right.
We're
Right.
missing there.
Right.
We
Right.
mi- you ask someone the initial receipt date, day zero, or for example, the company receipt dates. You, I'm sure at least three will fumble with that answer out of five.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we need to go back to our basics a lot.
Right. 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 Bhushan,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
experience.
And adding to that, to the points that there's no effort. Okay,
Hmm.
so uh, what happens is, see, I have taken almost 100+ interviews for pharma people who
Hmm.
want to go. So the surprising thing I noticed is, though we have technology, though we have lot of websites who offer services to prepare resumes. Okay, what people generally do is they copy the resumes of their colleagues, okay, or
Colleagues.
seniors. Uh,
Oh,
and that's really basic. A resume is the basic thing that everyone goes through. If you're not putting efforts in the basic thing, then I don't know how you're going to put efforts in your job. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and the resume should be a customized thing. You can copy a template,
Hmm.
Yeah.
okay,
Hmm.
but not word to word everything. Okay.
Right.
And I reject people based on their resumes mostly. Okay,
Hmm.
I know
Hmm.
HRs also do the same, but when it comes to me, I first go through the resume. I never even look at the candidate. I look at their resumes first. I look at their intent. I look at the efforts that they have put in their resumes. Okay, there is a lot of help that they can get online, offline. There are consultancies. There are examples of good resumes. But what they do is they directly copy it.
Copy. Right. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
copying is not the way. It should be
Mm.
customized what they have actually done.
Hmm.
Lots of people put in the projects and papers that they have published, and that's, I personally feel that if you haven't done the thing, actually don't put it on resume.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
if it
Yeah.
is on the
Absolutely.
resume, I will question on that for sure.
Right. Right. Right.
If it is not there, then I will go and ask you. Okay, but if it is on the resume, I'll surely ask questions on
Hmm.
it.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. Right.
Okay,
Right.
and as Nilofer mentioned, initial receipt date and all, maybe those are PV related things, and for
Yeah.
sure nobody is prepared for that. But I get surprised when they have published a paper on diabetes and they don't know the receptors the
Um,
drug works on.
yeah.
Right.
And that's the bad thing
Right.
that I have experienced with recently with to be more precise, post COVID, this trend has increased.
Hmm. 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 Agree. Agree.
Okay. People want work from home jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, they are not ready to come to offices. Okay. These are all attitude issues, as Rutika mentioned. Okay.
Right.
So we generally reject these candidates. We
Hmm.
really
Hmm.
want
Hmm.
people who are dedicated. They are
Yeah.
freshly graduated students or post-graduated students, right? So I don't understand why they are not dedicated, why they are not ready to work in shifts at the
Mm-hmm.
start of their
Mm,
careers.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And that's
Hmm.
another
Hmm.
challenge that we always face. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like I understand. See, if you want money, you have to sacrifice something. Okay, that's the
Right,
basic
right.
thing I
Agree,
tell
agree.
everywhere
Completely
I
agree.
go.
Mm.
So these are few things that I wanted to highlight.
Yeah, I mean, people watch Ye Jawani Hai Diwani and
हाँ,
glorify the dialogue that kuch पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है
होना
buddy.
पड़ता
But
है.
dude, you actually have to apply
It's
that in your
true.
life. And I think,
Exactly.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Bhushan rightly mentioned that CV talks about your personal profile, how you are going to project yourself when you go to the industry or you
Mm,
go to that company. So
mm,
if you you will get caught. And if by suppose, Bhushan is at least still going through that CV properly, some managers are like, they don't have time, they will not go through it. But
right.
eventually, when you actually come flat on face, you face so much
You
difficulties in learning things. It's just not the glorified field that you are going to enter.
Mm, mm, mm,
Learn out of it, then only you're going to succeed, because you can have first few years which are going to be nice, you'll get good money,
mm.
you're not in the right place, and then you feel frustrated.
Agree, agree. Now, I just want to understand the trend, or rather the job market, overall job market of pharmacovigilance, because what I have personally seen is pre-COVID and post-COVID era, if you see, there are so many changes considering the number of vacancies which are there in the field of pharmacovigilance. So, what is your observation or how you see the job market as far as pharmacovigilance is concerned? Whether they are rising, whether they are decreasing, what exactly is the scenario right now?
I think post COVID, there is definitely a market hit, because during COVID, we had immense number of projects related to vaccines
Hmm.
and the number of adverse events that got reported over the vaccines.
Hmm.
And what I have come across is that there have also been layoffs. See, I'm not going to show you a glorified picture, because that is the scenario. Even the experienced people are facing difficulties to switch over a job because there are no opportunities in the market currently. But what I would say is, the freshers can have a right skills towards it, a basic knowledge, and their good approach, or if they show that attitude towards, they really want to work in the PV and have a right skill towards it, I think they'll land up a good job. But yes, you'll have to have a good lot of waiting period. It wouldn't be that you'll be graduated and within 2 months you'll get a job like we did in our
Hmm.
times.
Okay, okay, right, right, right. Bhushan, any inputs from your end considering job market?
yeah, actually. Yes. So, see, so unfortunately, wherever I go, okay, I ask pharmacy students whether they have reported any adverse events, okay,
Hmm.
in their careers. Okay. So, most of the times, what I hear is we have never.
Hmm.
There are very few people who have reported their experiences, okay, regarding adverse events, adverse drug reactions, okay, and like people have lot of people who are struggling with ailments at their own home. Okay, people have cancer patients at their own home. They have had chemotherapy, they had radiation therapy, they had surgery. Okay, and cancer is such a disease. Okay, the treatment itself is kind of something that kills the cells.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and there are a lot of adverse events associated with it, but there's no adverse event reporting. Okay, so if we are not doing it, then how can we expect that jobs will boom?
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay,
India,
okay.
for example, okay, India is such a badly regulated nation.
Hmm.
Mm,
Hmm.
Okay, Citizco and pharmaceutical companies, they generally tell that there's no reporting in India.
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, there are no PSURs, there are no PEBRAs submitted by
Hmm.
any of the Indian pharmaceutical companies for Indian market.
Yeah.
Right.
Why? Because there are no adverse event reports.
Hmm. Hmm.
Why? Because pharma professionals are nonchalant about what is happening.
Yeah.
What is adverse drug reaction? What is adverse event?
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
they are the ones they should educate people around themselves.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
they are the pillars for this PV.
Right.
Okay, and I personally feel once all the pharma students start reporting adverse events, there will be boom in Indian market. Okay,
Agree. Agree.
because what we are doing for now is we are vendors.
Hmm.
No Indian company is actually doing PV at that scale in India. Okay,
Hmm.
whatever work we are getting is like we are vendors. Okay, there's a CRO, there's a pharmaceutical company who has some work related to PV and they outsource it to Indian IT companies.
Hmm. 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 Right.
Or there are few pharma companies in India like Sun Pharma, like Lupin, who have their in-house units, okay, which are very small. Again, they
Yeah.
outsource their work. Okay, so we are all outsourced company workers. Okay.
Right. Right.
Once the reporting starts in India, Indian pharmaceutical companies will have to build their own pharmaceutical reporting
Right.
centers.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and that will for sure increase the opportunities for everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Right.
Okay.
This
And
is.
that's why wherever I go, whenever I visit any college, I talk to teachers first.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
And I was surprised. I talked to one of the teachers yesterday. Okay. And he told me that this information center is starts from diploma. There's a form for adverse event reporting in diploma, DCI.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
it has a form attached with it.
Right. Right. Drug
Okay,
information
like
centers. Right.
correct. So like I'm surprised. Like degree students don't know this, but
Hmm.
it is actually in syllabus in diploma.
Right, right.
So
That's
how
certainly very unfortunate because this is something which even
yeah, really.
third year and final year students what we can see is they don't even have that awareness of adverse drug reaction, adverse drug event, and this is something which is even though it's a part of pharmacology, they don't have even that awareness. And I really appreciate that particular input, like unless and until we start doing it, we will not have that opportunities for all of us. So this is something where these opportunities or creating opportunities starts from all of us. And if we could, communicate this to each and every student or each and every professional who is, maybe in institution, maybe it in industry, this is something which would rather create a bigger and bigger impact, not just for, anti-cancer, but for all the therapies, for all the classes of drugs, what we have seen. This is something which
Yes.
is really, really great input. Nilofer, any inputs from your end?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I got so carried away with how interesting this conversation is. To be honest, I was like, yeah, 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 exactly. So, no, like to add to what both of Ritika and Mr. Sagar said, that there needs this the trend is such that at least for me, I believe that what I'm seeing is the community is getting very tight knit. Okay, as much as there's opportunity, you have to have your skills in place. Like
Right.
there is opportunity. I cannot deny you. I am seeing interviews taking place at my organization left, right, and center. But the problem is it's almost shocking as to how much uh, we have so many students passing out every year. Okay, there's a lot of influx, great minds, but everyone's very distracted. Like Sagar just mentioned right now, there is, and I really like how honest everyone has been at this point. Is there is diversification of the field. There are more tributaries that have opened up into subsections, but people are not aware, and they're not showing up with the right skill sets. That's the problem. Skill sets, we're not expecting something too big, too great. We're expecting ownership,
Right.
honesty out of what you are doing. If I don't know, I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'm willing to learn. So to connect, to come to a full circle, as Mr. Dika mentioned, that, you know, uh, be honest. I
Mm.
don't know, but have the right attitude. I'm willing to learn. And like Sagar sir mentioned, uh, could be honest. Like what you've put through, own it. Let them know that yes, this is this is that. Interviews. we need to get out of the fear that interviews are looking at you to find that X factor in you. No, they're just looking at your attitude. You're going to be trained anyway. You're
Right.
going to have months of trainings, QCs. You'll have managers looking after you. There's a whole hierarchy teaching you
Mm,
every day for months until your KPIs are in place, until your
mm,
productivity comes to a point, right? You're not
mm.
expected to know everything. You're expected to know the bare minimum. And that is where we're slipping. That is why it's harder to find jobs today. Because everyone's within that circle. Nobody really, if the talent that's coming through is resourceful, is putting in their effort, is you know uh, more focused. Of course, there's so much coming through.
Right.
Even as you mentioned, vendors are we're vendors. We've got vendors. We've got outsourcing of a lot of insourcing of a lot of projects from US, UK, Europe. The problem is we're not finding that niche skills, those basic five skills, I would say. So that's something alarming, which is why we are also seeing a big
Agree.
dip
Agree.
in
Right.
the kind of jobs that are around. So yeah.
Right. The point which you have mentioned was, absolutely right. And this is something which is, even Bhushan have mentioned that this scenario has been changed after COVID-19, where we see so much distraction, where we cannot see their, ethics and honesty and the kind of belongingness to the organization. This is something which is a very common observation during our discussion. Now, in line with this particular discussion, my next question would be, number one, for pharmacovigilance, is it always required to have MPharm, or even BPharm is something which is workable when it comes to the initial job roles like drug safety analyst or the entry level jobs? What exactly is the scenario? Because most of the BPharm students, they wish to get into pharmacovigilance, but because they are BPharm, because they have only graduation, then they get into MPharm pharmacology, and that the purpose is again to get into pharmacovigilance. So what exactly is the expectation? What exactly is the standard from the organization? Is BPharm is something which is desirable, or MPharm has to be there? Let's start from Bhushan.
Okay. From my personal point of view, okay, B farm is sufficient. Yeah. You start early in BV, you enter early, and it will help immensely. And rather than doing M farm, where if your aim is to go to PV, okay, don't go for post graduation from the start. Okay. But there is a problem with that as well. Okay. See, if you have to progress in a PV IT setup, okay, if once you reach a certain level, post that level, if you want anything like a promotion or a hike, post graduation is needed.
Okay, right,
Okay.
right,
So what I generally suggest them is go for your job after your graduation, go for a affiliated course after some time, like 5, 10 years. Go for an MBA. External MBAs are possible. Okay. Go for something that you can do along with your job, and that will help immensely. Starting early is the key. Okay. I'm not saying that M-Pharm students should not go for this. They can. Okay. But if you start early, there's an advantage. Uh, Having said that, I would again also suggest there are few companies who have different pay scales for graduates and different for postgraduates.
right.
Once they
Yeah.
start the job. So, and there's particularly few examples with me who let graduates join, but during promotions and everywhere they prefer postgraduates. Okay. So that's something that everyone should always look for. If you're going to a company, try to get in touch with anyone who's working there in the same field. Okay. Get an idea whether it is better to enter with a graduation or not.
Okay.
Okay. Or should you prefer some other company?
Right, right, right. Now, apart from pharmacology, now this is something which is obviously a question of any common graduate or postgraduate. That apart from pharmacology knowledge or basic knowledge of pharmacology or anatomy physiology, what exactly is expected? What are those three things which are expected apart from basic pharmacology?
Okay, so see, anatomy and physiology, okay, is the basis for all PV activities.
Right.
Okay, right. So people should know the terms. People
Right.
should know the organs,
Right.
okay, systems, organ classes. What are the different functions of those organs? Okay, what are the basic terms? Okay, and it is unfortunate that people don't know thrombocytopenia when they come for an interview.
Mm.
Okay, because for graduates and postgraduates, industry has different interview point of views. Okay. If it's a graduate, the resume is almost blank. They have just cleared their graduation, might have done some project in final year and an internship during third year. Okay. So otherwise, the resume says nothing. Okay.
Mm.
So when we as a panel start in my organization, we go for these basic terms. Okay. So like tell me organs.
Mm.
Okay. Tell me diseases associated with the organs. Tell me associated with the diseases that you told. Okay,
Right.
so these are all leading questions.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
we never have a fixed pattern. The questions depend on the answers given by the interviewee.
Yes. 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 Certainly.
So that's something, and people are also clever. Okay, some interviewees are very clever. Okay. They lead us to the answers that they know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and that's the basic skill that everyone should try to inculcate.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, and as I said, basic things, okay, basic normal ranges for blood pressure. I get so frustrated when pharmacy student can't tell me that. Okay, so
Right. Right.
hypotension, hypertension, what are the treatments, what are the receptors? Like these are basic things. If you have done graduation in pharmacy, these are the interview questions we always go for. If it's a PG and you have mentioned your thesis title in your resume, you should know about. You should
Right.
know anatomy, physiology, receptors, binding, molecular modeling efforts that
Right.
people have put in already, what you did. Okay. So these are basic things that they should know, okay, about pharmacy, and at least an idea what PV is. Like what is PV? The definition is fine. I know
Hmm.
people by heart the definition. Even a BA student can tell me the definition. But what I expect them to know is what is the use of that? See,
Mm.
people consider ICSR processing is the PV.
Mm.
PV
Yeah.
is not ICSR.
Yeah.
Okay, PV is not at all ICSR. PV, ICSR is a basic step.
Okay.
Okay. Then there are aggregate reports. Then there are RMPs. Then there are DHCPs. Okay. People should at least know this. And there are a lot of presentations. There are PSURs freely available. Okay. If
Hmm.
a person who really wants to go to PV, read one PSUR. There are COVID-19 PSURs available at MHRA UK website.
Hmm. Hmm.
AstraZeneca PSUR. I yesterday showed the students.
Hmm.
Hey, go for that PSUR. Go for that RMP for AstraZeneca. Okay, you will understand what PV is, why
Right.
it is required.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
and that will immensely help people.
Right, right, right. Rutika, same
Hmm.
question to you. Apart from anatomy, physiology, apart from pharmacology, what additionally or additional certifications or additional skills they need to have while entering into pharmacovigilance?
I wouldn't say certifications, but yes, as Bhushan said, that a basic knowledge of why PVs, because of course, uh, definition रट्टा मार के तुमको कुछ नहीं होने वाला है,
Right,
because when
right.
you actually enter,
Mm,
you need to know why we are doing this, why that
mm,
timeline, why that quality processing or quality work is really important. Secondly, I would say your communication skills, like that is an extremely important step when you actually go to companies like TCS, Cognizant, or Parexel. I know that maybe the students that who will see basically would come from Shivaji University, or such universities where Mumbai and Pune are usually considered as a very top tier
mm,
universities usually. But I would still say that your English, your day-to-day communication is really important, because how you present yourself actually even matters the most, because that's how you're also going to get a little bit of promotions and an
mm,
exposure to
mm.
a client-facing meetings or something like
Yes.
that. So
Right.
I think communication is really important. Also, what I have seen in few years back, that people who are freshers, like MPharm graduates are still okay. I wouldn't say they are really good or they have a upper hand over it.
Mm,
But usually B-Farm people have a very carefree attitude. They they do
mm.
not even know how to actually write an email. So
Okay.
going through how to write an basic email
Right.
should
Mm.
also will make a difference in their career, what I would
Okay.
say.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Now, my next question would be, in and around exact job responsibilities, because I've seen many students, those even though they, got selected into some organization, and whenever they, then they call me back that ki sir, ye yahan pe selection ho gaya, ye yahan pe selection ho gaya. Then I ask them ki what exactly is your job responsibility, and they are like, sir, I don't know, abhi tak mujhe bola nahi gaya. So even they cannot judge what exactly would be my job responsibility under this particular job role. So I just wanted to understand if they are entering into pharmacovigilance, if they are entering into, with a designation as a drug safety analyst, what exactly top three job responsibilities exactly kya hai for any fresher?
For any fresher, when they entered as a drug safety specialist, they first need to know what are the safety databases are, because there are different safety databases wherein we enter this information worldwide when an adverse event is reported. So usually, if they're going through a vendor companies like TCS, Cognizant, or Parexel or something like that, so they will be trained on the specific products, a particular MAH. So MAH is a marketing authorization holder,
Hmm.
which is
Hmm.
nothing but our pharmaceutical companies who outsource their business to us.
Right.
So once they enter, they'll be trained on what are the products they are marketing, what are the products that are under clinical trials, and depending upon what businesses these companies are
Hmm. Hmm.
have different aspects like D-challenge, re-challenge. I think those courses are available on CD platforms, so they'll definitely know about it. So these are the terms they should know, so that when they actually talk about this in depth and they actually know the reason behind why this is happening. I think then they are definitely going to impress the interviewer about, oh, they actually know about this, and we don't have to put much effort. We can immediately as soon as possible, because that comes from a client requirement that this is the vacancy we have created, and we cannot wait for a person to do or to learn activities for the next 6 months. If it is available for the another 3 months, then I think they are good to go. So I think these are the things that they should know, or
Okay.
that is a thing they can expect out of their job responsibilities.
Right, 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 right. Now, there is one more question which is usually coming from the students. Say, for example, if I start my career right now, say, for example, as a B Farm fresher or as a M Farm fresher, I maybe, unfortunately, if I couldn't get into pharmacovigilance. But meanwhile, what job roles which I'm chasing is probably medical coding or medical record summarization or data annotation. So after 1 year or after 2 years working in these particular job roles, whether my experience would be counted, my experience would be considered in pharmacovigilance, yes or no?
I think Bhushan can take this question because he has interviewed 100 plus students.
Right,
So
right.
I guess he's the right person to answer that.
Yeah, yeah. So for few fields we do consider. Okay, see, PV again, as I said earlier, is not only ICSR. Okay,
Hmm.
and the other thing I want everyone to focus on is not to do any courses after completion of your graduation. Okay, it should
Hmm.
be
Hmm.
done during your graduation.
During graduation.
Okay, yeah. After the graduation, if you are going to think, okay, I'll do a 6 month course and then I will get a job, then
Hmm. Hmm.
understand this that graduated, you almost have like 14 colleges in Maharashtra itself.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, and only affiliated to Shivaji University. Then there are Batu affiliated colleges, which
Hmm.
are again 10 plus. So 24 colleges, at least 50 students per batch. Okay, just look at the people getting graduate.
Right,
Okay,
right.
there are no job opportunities in PV at that scale.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so if you're going to wait 6 months more, your job opportunities are gone. Okay, you have
Mm-hmm.
missed a cycle of getting hired.
Okay,
Okay,
right.
so doing any course after graduation is a no. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you have to do it in third and final year.
During graduation,
Okay,
right.
certification courses are good. There are a lot of good opportunities, but I would again suggest people to look at courses available nearby. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
don't go for Pune, don't go for Hyderabad, don't go for Mumbai if it is too far.
Right,
Okay, during graduation, attending college, if you are able to do something, I would recommend that. If
right.
then, if sorry, I forgot the question. What was that?
Yes, the question was very simple. Like, say, for example, if I have experience of medical coding or medical record
Correct. Yeah.
summarization or data annotation, is it considerable?
Yeah, it is considered. Even your data management
Right.
roles, okay, are considered. Okay. Basically, in PV, what we are doing for entry level jobs is data entry.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. Why pharmacy students are preferred over MSc or BSc students is they know basic anatomy, physiology, and
Right.
terms.
Right.
Okay. So if someone is mentioning that my platelet count was less,
Hmm.
okay, the medical term should come to their mind.
Right.
Okay, which is difficult for a chemistry student or a BA, BS student. Okay, so that's why they hire pharmacy students. Entry
Right.
level jobs are mostly data entry. Okay, or medical writing very rarely hires freshers,
Hmm.
but they
Hmm. Hmm.
sometimes hire. Okay, then uh, for once you do these jobs, okay, like annotation, medical coding, okay, and if you are able to link them with PV,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
then certainly you will be hired. You'll be
Okay.
hired at a post about training.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you won't be going in as a trainee.
Hmm.
Okay, but if you are not able to correlate what you are doing and how it relates to PV, then they won't consider it. Okay,
Right.
and again, when we look at PV, it's like we have heard the story of four blind people. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
they met an elephant.
Hmm.
Okay. And everyone touches the elephant and they think that, okay, elephant is a tail. Elephant is its big nose. Okay.
Hmm.
Or elephant is its, the tusks. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
the bird eye view, what PV is really important. Okay.
Right. Right.
And this is also a problem for now. Okay. Again, industry people who have experience of 1 or 2 years as data entry associates, be
Hmm.
it a TJDA, JDA, or whatever
Uh-huh.
designations they have in different organizations,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
don't have this bird eye view.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
it's like a watch. We are a small part. Okay, but
Yeah.
if that part doesn't function, every PV system will fail.
True. True.
Okay, they
Very
have to
true. Very true.
understand this. Okay,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
see, case processing is the stepping stone.
Hmm.
Okay, if it is wrong, then everything else is wrong in PV.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So attention to detail is required in ICSRs, and that is something that is then collected for the specific period and formulated into an aggregate report and all. Okay, so you are entering the most important field as an entry level job.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and that detail to attention is required there.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so having said that, okay, bird eye view is needed, but it is a monotonous job.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
data
Hmm.
entry is a monotonous
Absolutely.
job. There will be QC, there will be MR, there will be errors, there will be kappa. Okay, you will have to go
Hmm.
through training most of the times. Then there is performance
Mhm.
improvement if you are not learning things. Okay, so it's a hectic job. It's not easy. It's monotonous sometimes, but it is really important. Okay,
Right.
and once you process through initial 3 4 years, then you have a lot of opportunities. You can go to medical writing.
Right.
Okay, you can go to aggregate reports. You can go
Hmm.
to RMPs. Okay, then you can take a conscious decision. Maybe at the
Hmm.
entry level, we don't take that conscious decision. We look at money.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
and the second suggestion I have for people entering this field is don't try to switch early.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
at
Right.
least have a stability of 3 to 4 years. Learn the PV, not
Hmm.
just ICSR. Learn
Mhm.
what is happening around your ICSR.
Hmm.
Okay, try
Hmm.
to understand what's the next step. What is
Hmm.
PV
Hmm.
doing? because you doing a data entry is not making this watch click.
Right.
Okay. Why pharmaceutical companies are spending such money on this activity?
Hmm.
Why?
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
is the question that everyone should ask, the interviewees, the industry people, everyone should ask this to themselves.
Right.
Okay, why this is clicking? Why
Hmm.
people are spending so much money on this?
Hmm.
Why
Hmm.
there are job opportunities? Why we are getting outsourced work? Okay. If we do this, then anyone can join with any experience. If
Right.
like in the past, we have also considered people from educational backgrounds like a lecturer. Okay.
Hmm.
In the past,
Hmm.
we have considered them from JDA roles as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's basically if you can relate whatever you're doing with the PV,
Yes.
yeah, and
Yes.
if you can answer the questions,
Yeah,
you
but
will be
then
hired.
that should not mislead them about, because many a times a teaching job experience would not be counted unless and until, as Bhushan rightly
Right.
said, that
Hmm.
if you
Hmm.
can really relate and you know the
Humanity.
basics and you can
Yes. Yes.
actually differentiate between how what you taught and what a PV person is expected to do when
Hmm.
you do that job, then yes, your experience will definitely be counted. But
Right.
then again, you cannot expect that because I had XYZ numbers of teaching experience, I'll get, oh, this much salary.
Uh,
No, because you're entering into a new domain, you will obviously start from a very primitive level, I would say
right.
so.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah. And I'll give a number to that primitive level. It starts from 2.5 to 4. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
expect anything apart from that.
Thank you for
Because
being so
people may
specific.
think that, yeah,
That
because
Right.
was
see,
very accurate.
engin engineering students get packages left, right, and center.
Yes, yes,
That's not true with PV.
Right.
yes,
Okay, if you develop a specific skill set during your tenure in a company, then
yeah,
there is a chance that they will allow you to switch to next level.
Hmm. 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 Right.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right. Right.
And aggregate writing, medical writing is a niche skill that we call. Okay.
Right.
It's a
Right.
special skill.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everyone can't do that. Your
Right.
communication and writing skills should be up to the mark. Summarization skills should be up to the mark. Okay. So if
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
develop that on your job, you will
Hmm.
get lot of opportunities money wise and role wise as
Right.
well.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
And
in
for
this,
such roles,
uh-huh.
yeah, they generally don't consider other experiences for
Hmm.
such roles, niche skill roles. Okay.
Very nice.
Maybe entry level they will consider few. 99% teaching is not considered now.
Right, 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 right. Agree, agree. Now, there are two questions which I would like to ask, one for Nilofer, one for Rutika. Now, there are, new job avenues are coming in. Like, people are now have that awareness about medical coding is there, medical scribbing is there, medical writing is there. Then even medical
Yes.
record summarization is there, medical information specialist is there, biostat is there, clinical data management is there, even clinical trial management or clinical research coordinators there. So this is something which is the center point of all these things is basically clinical trials or basically the pharmacology. Now, in this particular context, my first question to Nilofer is tell us more on what exactly is medical information specialist and how a B farm or M farm can enter into this particular position. And after this, Rutika, I would like to understand if all these job roles are related with data, if they are related with the system, what kind of digital skills students needs to have so that to enter into this particular field. Nilofer.
Right. Thank you so much. I believe medical information is to put it in cleaner terms, in easier ways to understand. It's like Bhushan also mentioned right now about how that it's a place where you bring in data. You're getting a lot of data that comes through. So for us, we have a lot of clients. Basically, our clients are basically from US, and we get a lot of international data coming through. And so it is understanding, assimilating, and segregating. It comes into triaging, I believe, of data, if of adverse events, of based on their seriousness, and how uh, the company needs to then process it into PV or
Right.
product quality complaint. So it's the medical information coming to you, which you have to assimilate, understand, triage based on the data systems that you have
Mm-hmm.
into the right respective forms
Mm-hmm.
that are going to the specific departments. Because one form goes to the PV department, another form may go to your inquiry department that deals with customer service and dealing with the grievances of what the issue may have been, and inquiries that are expected. Like there are pharmacists that call through. There is a very diverse crowd that you interact with in medical
Right.
information.
Mm-hmm.
I have so the work is based on computer, like you're working on a system, and you're also receiving calls
Mm-hmm.
because there are immediate data reportings also. There are emergencies that come through. There are doctors that are reporting cases
Right.
for the particular medication or disease. So there is a lot of activity going on in that sense. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to triage that into various steps. That yes, this goes to the PV section. Now this information will go to the PQC section, the product quality complaint, and this is the medical information that goes directly to the client and their team that deals with the inquiries that are coming from probably pharmacists or people who really, are into the healthcare game.
Right.
So
Right.
medical information is basically that, and it comes under communication. So
Mm-hmm.
communication being the keyword and operative word here. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be good with your communication. And
Mm-hmm.
because you're connecting globally,
Mm-hmm. Right.
we cannot have we cannot have basic errors of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's how, because that is also, like Bhushan mentioned, your timelines are so key. If a day is slipped in that information and narrative that you're going to build and push forward, even a day makes a huge difference into
Yes.
your
Yes. Yes. Yes.
timelines.
Right.
And when I'm sure when Bhushan said Kappa, we all had a flashback. So you don't want to get there.
Right.
So
That's that's
I
that's
definitely had a
probably the
flashback.
most frustrating thing for any job role which I consider.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So it's a very auditory, visual, mental, all kind of stimulating job field, and I like that.
Right. Right.
Monotony kicks in sometimes, but I feel that the organizations have gotten very smart now. So when they realize, that, okay, you have call calibrations also for us. It's a little funny. I'm
Mm.
getting there, but you have call calibrations, and you have a whole training team that's listening to what you have said, how you're speaking. Your tone matters. The way you address aggression, you address people who are sick, who can't speak well but are trying to speak on calls. So when you get a little old in the game, right? Maybe a year passes and the monotony hits you. They will immediately switch you up very, very ever so smoothly. Oh, I think you understood enough, and now you move into the different
Right. Right.
subsection of the game. So there is a lot of opportunity, I would say. Medical
Right. Right.
information
Right.
brings in.
Great.
If
Great.
you have your basic
Mm.
conversation skills, you have good understanding of your basics.
Mm.
It's a great stepping stone to a bigger picture, like we should mention, like a bird eye view.
Right.
When you zoom out, it's the stepping stone to PV, I believe,
Mm.
because very closely related to PV.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's medical information, medical communication.
Great, great, great. Rutika, digital skills. What are those digital skills which one should have to enter into these particular job domains, not just pharmacovigilance, but connected job roles, which I have mentioned, digital skills?
For the digital skills, I would say all the applications of your Microsoft, basically your Word and Excel. You're not expected to do PowerPoint presentation immediately you join a project. Even for first 1 year, you're not expected to actually do some presentations unless you got promoted into a quality a control role or something. But yes, your basic skills of Word and Excel is definitely necessary. So I would also like to link this answer to the previous question where Bhushan said that how be B.Pharm and M.Pharm should
Uh-huh.
enter in
Right.
the PV. So when a B.Pharm person enters, they are definitely not expected to work on these documents immediately. But an M.Pharm person, definitely yes, because they have worked on their thesis, they have used the data. So when it comes to biostats and everything, they have handled Excel really well. So I'm not saying that you're expected to do Power BI and
Mm-hmm.
other applications, but then yes, the basic skills on a day-to-day basis, these applications are expected. Also, how to set up your Zoom meetings, how to do your day-to-day
Yeah,
meetings with
Right,
your
right, right.
seniors, then I think that is also
I
needed.
agree.
Setting a Zoom meeting is actually very easy, but then when you actually uh, go to a job, you are scared that, oh my God, how am I supposed to do this? So
Mm-hmm.
I think you can have a YouTube tutorial on how to set
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't face that fear.
Right.
That's it. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that you're asked to do it on a second week or a third week to set
Mhm.
up a Zoom meeting. But yes, you have a knowledge, then you're confident to do this.
Right.
So I think, yeah, these
Okay.
basic digitalization is necessary.
Right, right. So do they also
Yeah,
need to?
just a point.
Yep, yep.
Sorry, Sachin,
Yeah,
just a
Bhushan.
point to add to that. Okay, please include typing. Okay, never miss typing.
Right, right, right.
Okay, typing. So people are used of typing on a mobile with one hand. Like
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. They are
typing on a
absolutely pro.
system is okay, but
Very true.
typing on a
This is very
system
true.
is a different ballgame. Okay,
Right.
you
Yeah.
have to use both your hands. Okay, you have to make sure your spellings are good. Okay,
Mm.
specifically if you are attending any calls and you are asked to take minutes of meeting,
Yes.
if there's no recording, it's it's really
Yes, and
frustrating thing.
also
But
to that, in every industry, forget about PV, documentation is only the proof where you
Very
have
true.
done things.
Yes,
So that's
yes,
a very key highlight or a important bold highlighted message to be taken, that we have this habit, अरे हाँ
Document
कर लिया,
everything.
अरे हाँ वो तो उसने बता दिया ना फोन पे.
right,
No,
right, right,
if you
right.
haven't documented, it's not done. So you
Yes,
have to
yes.
document.
Right,
Absolutely.
right, right. Each and
Take
everything has to be documented. Right, right,
And
right.
even though it's your friend, if you have joined with your college friend and you have spoke on a meeting regarding that project thing, and you're like, "अरे हाँ मेरे दोस्त ही है." No, it's not
Mm-hmm.
documented. So
Right,
it's not done. So yeah,
right,
your
right.
manager is
very
not gonna
true. Very
excuse
true.
you for that.
Yes, 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 yes. Right, right. Now, before we are running out of time, I rather request all of you to, be precise and where I expect a one-line answer for my next question. My first question goes to Bhushan. Bhushan, for example, if during my graduation, if I have completed, say, 1 month or 2 months of internship in the hospital where I have observed or monitored clinical trials, is it something which will add value as far as my entry into pharmacovigilance would be considered smooth journey?
if you are putting it in a resume and you are able to answer the questions, yes.
Okay, okay. So having hospital internships would be an additional advantage to get into clinical trials or pharmacovigilance job role.
It would help in CDM, okay,
Okay,
clinical data management, okay, but clinical trials are not PV. Okay, so
okay,
they are
okay.
they are part of CDM, but they are
Mhm.
not PV. So maybe in CDM it will help, but not that much in PV.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, from all of you, what would be an first-hand advice to each one of those who wish to get into clinical trials, who wish to get into pharmacovigilance? One piece of advice in one line. Rutika, starts from you.
So clinical trials and PV are both an extensive field. So don't just get glorified. You have to put a lot of efforts and hard work and right attitude and take a good intention out of it.
Okay, okay. Nilo, for one line answer.
Know your basics.
Foundation.
Always come back to that. Your basics, please. Either wherever you go, if your basics are good, you will grow, and be patient.
Right.
It's all going to work out.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Bhushan, one line advice.
Uh, be ready for long working hours. Okay, and that's
Okay,
something that everyone should emphasize.
ओके ओके मैंने मैंने आपको एडवाइस देने के लिए पूछा था इट वाज नॉट अबाउट वार्निंग So this became now advice come warning, red signal. Okay,
So at the start of your career, it's always difficult.
right. And final last one question. Again, one line answer is expected. What not to do? Because this is something which is very important to know. Because unless and until I know what not to do, I can able to frame out what to do. Okay,
Yeah.
Rutika, start from you. What not to do?
Uh, don't be careless.
Hmm.
Be very, have a ownership of what you do. Be responsible.
Okay, great. Nilofer.
Don't get into any messy politics.
Hmm.
Just stay away from that mess.
Right.
You do not want to go there. Careers are made and careers are broken with politics.
Yes.
So
Yes.
be clean. It's impossible to stay out of it,
Hmm.
but know your stand, know what you say and where.
Right.
Be very aware of what you're saying where. Be vigilant. Pun intended.
Good, good,
Be
good, good,
vigilant.
good, good, good. Right. Yes, Bhushan.
Yeah, what not to do is not to be under an impression that someone can give you a job. Okay, job
Hmm.
can't be given, job is to be earned.
Yes. Very good. That is
Gospel
something which
truth.
is period.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Gospel
Also,
truth,
don't
yes.
expect to be spoon fed. You
Hmm.
need to
Yeah.
also step up your game and learn things on your own.
Right.
Like you mentioned ownership, right, Ritika? That's
Yeah.
so true. Like so true.
Right. That sense of belongingness is something which is missing,
Yes.
and that has to be there in each and every candidate.
So, in a very funny way, I would say, don't be Raju Sharma, be Rancho.
Be Rancho. Right.
Very
Perfect.
true. Very true. Very true.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yep. So once again, thank you so much, Bhushan. Thank you so much, Nilofer. Thank you so much, Rutika, for taking time out for this wonderful discussion. We really had an amazing conversation, which we could lead to some informal conversations where we could share our the genuine inputs from whatever experiences what we have earned. So thank you so much, everyone. And probably this entire conclave or this entire discussion is there would be more than 1,000 students across the country who will be watching this entire discussion forum, and I'm very sure that the kind of experience or the kind of inputs what they would rather receive from this particular discussion would really help them in long run as far as their careers are concerned. And certainly the kind of mission on which we are working since last 4 5 years is to create skilled workforce for pharmaceutical industry. Certainly what I really see is with the kind of experts like you, this is something which is really possible, so that we can have very good manpower or very good human resource. This is something which we are for the reason why we are here, so that we can have safe and effective medicines for the society. So thank you so much, everyone. And
Thank
I
you so
wish
much.
all the students all the best for their careers. I wish whatever they would do, make sure the inputs which you have received from today's resource person would really matter a lot for your career. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Thank you so
us.
much.
Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you so much, all the resource persons and Sachin sir, for hosting this conclave. We really had a great discussion over current scenario in pharmacovigilance job market and future opportunities for the upcoming pharma professionals. I am quite sure that the inputs and the experience sharing which have been done by all the speakers during this panel discussion will surely add value to everyone's career. As a part for as a part of today's National Pharmacovigilance Conclave, let me share you a formal announcement of the next part of our event, and that is nothing but National Employability Test for Pharmacovigilance. This employability test will be conducted specially for all pharma students to test and evaluate their employability standard so that we can evaluate the number of industry ready graduates at the institutions. Please make a note that this employability test will be live from today 2 p.m. onwards on our Siri app. There will be three different sections of this test, and each student have to appear for all three sections in order to qualify for national employability test as a part of rewards. Top 25 national winners of this test will Top 25 national winners of this test will receive official certification from us. This employability test will be live from today 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. only. We encourage all the students to participate in this national test and assess your employability. I once again take this privilege to thank each and every partner institution, each and every student participant for your participation for this National Pharmacovigilance Conclave. We will look forward to have you as a partner of our Siri community, always so that we can create strong pharma community. One important announcement: the results of National Employability Test will be announced on our official social media handles, especially on LinkedIn and Instagram. Please follow us on our both channels. The name of our handle is Siri Edutake. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.